Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today we are back on the Hermitcraft server. Yes we are, It is good to see ya. Yes, it is episode 48 now, 48, we are only 2 episodes away from the big 5-0, and I know that I say that at the start of every video, but it is starting to just dawn on me that actually that is getting pretty close, and I've been thinking about it, over the past couple of days. What do I really want to do for episode 50? You know, there are tons of possible things that I could do. I could just do a normal Hermitcraft video in which I just carry on my daily doings, but do something 50 related. I don't know. Perhaps make like 50 doors or place 50 blocks. No, that would be an awful video. 50 blocks, that's a load of rubbish. I could do that in like 10 seconds. I don't want to be doing that. But I could do a face cam or an ask me anything. I mean, really, I don't know what I want to do, and that is why I want to get you guys involved, right? Because the best way to come up with good ideas that are going to please the viewers is actually ask the viewers themselves. So what would you like to see me do in the episode 50 of Hermitcraft? I've mentioned a few possible options just then. You know, ask me anything would be very popular, and I'm assuming a face cam would be popular. However, I don't have a webcam, so that may cause a few problems because I've only got a digital SLR, and those things are pretty big and clunky, not very like portable or stand on top of flat screenable. So I'd have to sort of get a really awkward tripod situation going. I don't know if it would be feasible. And if anyone's wondering, you know, some people might think that I've never revealed my identity. I have. I've done like 3 vlogs in the past, and also, if you follow me on Twitter, you will know that I tweet countless pictures of myself. So if you haven't seen my Twitter before, then that is at that Mumbo Jumbo. If you really want to take a look at what I look like, then that is where you can find it. But anyway, like I say, I do want to know what you want to see for episode 50. It's a big milestone. Half a century of videos, and I don't want to mess it up, do I? I have come up with what I believe to be a very good idea. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Straw Poll before, but it's basically a website that allows you to vote on things without having to sign in or sign up to an account. You can just go on there, click on what you want, and then say okay, and that will send in a vote. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in all of the possible Hermitcraft celebrationary videos that I think would work well, and I'll put those all in a poll, and then you can go down to the description. There will be a link to that poll in the description, and you can cast your vote. I think that is the most democratic way of doing things. Then there's no grey area, there's no, oh, I don't know, we got a lot of these comments, but we got a load of these comments as well, because often it just doesn't work out like that. So yes, there will be a voting link in the description that you can check out down there. But anyway, what are we going to be doing in today's video? We're not going to be talking about the 50 episode special for the whole one, because that would be a bit silly, wouldn't it? That really would be stupid. We are actually going to be working, of course, on the automatic mining project that I started at the end of the last video. You can see there's a little bit of it here, and then we've got the item elevator running right the way from the bottom down there. But before we do any of that, I've got to say a bit of a public apology, because live on camera in the last episode of Hermitcraft, it would appear that I performed a bit of a daylight robbery. I stole 64 pumpkin pies from Biffa, and well, I don't want to be doing that, okay, because I'm not a stealing man. So what we're going to do is we are going to be taking over 5 diamonds to Biffa as an apology for doing that, because that was a bit harsh of me. I don't want to be doing that kind of thing to my fellow hermits. So let's head over there and we'll do a bit of that. Oh, well, having just read his terms of service, it turns out that actually I didn't steal anything. I did perfectly the right thing. I put my cookie in this chest though, which was probably the wrong one. But, oh, okay, so I was totally in the right to steal that pumpkin pie. In fact, I didn't steal it. I bought it legitimately. So what am I going to do with these 5 diamonds of guilt then? Well, who else have I wronged in the past? I guess there's no one. I'm generally quite good on the server. That was the first negative thing I have done. And now I've got 5 diamonds of guilt to carry about. I don't know if that's good or bad. After that little detour, we are now going to start work on the nitty-gritty parts of this episode, getting down to business, and that is going to begin with our storage area. Now, this is where all of our mining drops are going to end up. I don't know if you saw the end of the... Oh god, I did that wrong. I wasn't meant to do that. By accident right-clicked, but I don't know if you saw the end of the last video in which I was explaining what I was planning on doing. In fact, now that we're down there, we might as well take a look at all of the things that are going on. So all we have here is we've got a bunch of hoppers down at the bottom, and the plan is that we'll have strips coming off of here, and then when you finish doing a strip, you'll come back, throw all your items into the hoppers, and then they will be carried up into a storage area where they will be kept safe and sound. And that means our inventory shouldn't fill up anytime soon, which is pretty good because my inventory always seems to fill up when I'm mining, and I absolutely hate it. So I think I'm going to time lapse this first part of footage, and it should look pretty good, so let's begin. What I really want to do now is take this opportunity to have a really quick chat to you about a few of the things that are going through my mind right now about my YouTube channel and things that I want to do in the future, because it came to my attention the other day that I have got almost 250,000 subscribers, and that's a lot of people. And I should probably be taking this not necessarily more seriously, because everybody knows that I take this whole YouTube thing extremely seriously. I try and keep to a schedule. I try and make my videos as professional as possible. I try not to record when I'm very tired or feeling ill, so you always get really high quality mumbo. And I'm staying like that, don't worry, I'm not going to go downhill. But what I'm thinking is I should probably have some form of website, and I should probably have some form of merchandise. And I want to talk about merchandise, because that gets me excited. The thought of creating a product, pretty thrilling for me. So here we go. Now, for those of you who are following me on Twitter, you will know that I have been posting out a few potential t-shirt designs. I still don't know if I'm going to be using any of those. If you're not following me on Twitter, then like I say, I would definitely suggest it. It is the first place in which you will get any form of update about my channel. It will give you all the essential things, you will know exactly what is going on there, and I would definitely suggest it. So there will be a link in the description that will allow you to just go straight to my Twitter and follow me. But the reason that I'm talking about this is because recently I was walking around my hometown and I went into a shop and there was a mug there. It was all white and it had the words Mumbo Jumbo on it. That's it. It just had Mumbo Jumbo, and obviously I thought I'm gonna have to buy this. It was £14. I might actually include a picture of it in this video, potentially me drinking from it, so you can see what it is, because it is just simply white with Mumbo Jumbo on it. And I was like, you know what? I could do that, because then it would be an official Mumbo Jumbo mug. So here's my merchandise plans, okay? I was thinking t-shirts and mugs. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, t-shirts and mugs. So please let me know in the comment section if you would like to buy either a t-shirt or a mug. If not, then just say no, I don't want to buy any of that, that's stupid. But if you do, please say yes, yes I do. I have always wanted a Mumbo Jumbo t-shirt and mug, and I cannot wait. The next very quick thing that I just really want to mention is the fact that I am planning on getting back into live streaming. I did it for a little while, and then Christmas came, then it was New Year's, and then it was mock week, and I'm still in the middle of mock week. I have got an exam tomorrow, but I am recording Hermitcraft right now because I need a little bit of a break. I've been revising hard for the past couple of weeks. I just want to sit back and enjoy playing Minecraft and all those good things. But like I say, I want to get back into live streaming. Live streaming was incredibly fun. I did it a few times with Tom, aka Jumbo, and we had a really brilliant time, and I was starting to learn the ropes of how it all worked, and it might take a little while to get back into it. But once again, if you do want to see streams from me, then there is a link to my Twitch in the description down below that you can check out for yourselves. There is a lot of things going on in the description in this video that you should be checking out. I mean, we've got that straw poll, we've got my Twitter, and now we've got the Twitch just to throw it in there. Everything's going on downstairs. I don't know if I should have said that or not, but there we go. So, like I say, down in the description. But anyway, I've now run out of things to talk about, so cue the music. Good news, everybody! I have finished up our storage area. I've got all of the chests and all of the hoppers in place, and well, I gotta tell you, it is looking beautiful, is it not? Yeah, it's not looking too hot right now. We've got the stone, the cobblestone with just a ladder heading right the way up there. You know, we really do need to smarten up this place, and that is what we're going to start working on now. We are going to smarten up this storage area and potentially the tunnel heading down to the bottom, but that might be a plan for the next episode, as I can imagine that is going to be a fairly large project. But like I say, I really do want to make this place look spick and span, so I'm going to come up with some ideas for potential designs, and then I'll be right back with you. Now, I've just had a bit of an epiphany, okay? So just bear with me for a second here, ladies and gentlemen, because I think this is quite a good one. So I was just placing half slabs around the edge here, and that's pretty bog standard, nothing really too special about that. And in the middle, we're probably going to have some form of wood. Not too spectacular. I know what you're thinking, Mumbo, there's nothing special there. Well, here's the thing. We've got a 4x4 hole right in the middle here, and I always fall down this thing. It is infuriating. I don't know why I decided with a 4x4 hole, but it just seems to have stuck, and we're going to be getting rid of it. We are going to be having ourselves a 2x2 hidden trapdoor that is going to be going right in the middle, and then when we want to go down into the mine, we can flick a lever, and it will open up. Everything will be fine. We won't be falling down it by accident, because it is really infuriating. The number of times I've fallen down here, I don't have enough fingers to count, so no, we're not going to be keeping it. So instead we're going to be going with the redstone trapdoor, and I will get to work on building that one. Oh boy, did I overcomplicate things there. I mean, I'm meant to be at least half decent with redstone, okay? Generally I consider that to be something that I'm alright at in Minecraft, but man, I really struggled with that. Building redstone in survival is considerably harder than it is building in creative mode. So originally I did the hidden design and it worked okay, but then it turns out that when the thing was closed, it meant that the item elevator wasn't going to be working. So that's a bit of a shame. Straight up, I was not able to use that, and I did a few redesigns and things, but they got pretty big and pretty clunky, and I decided, you know, what's the point in having a hidden design? What am I trying to hide? Like, oh, don't step in my strip mine. It's completely silly. So I've gone for a slightly different trapdoor design, and you can see it is just 2 pistons facing another 2 pistons. Not exactly redstone rocket science, is it? But I'm not even going to tell you just how long it took me to do all of this. I kept messing up and just placing redstone everywhere. I mean, really? Really? I don't know why that was happening, but there we go. It's all working, it's fine. I've got to do a slight redesign of the room to make it fit with this new style, but hopefully it should end up looking pretty good. Things are coming together just a little bit more now, and I'm going to run you through some like the main design features that I am going for in this build, so you can see just where I'm heading with this. So first off, we have got the half slabs, and they go right the way around the room, and we're going to be keeping this sort of, I want to call it like a skirting board, because that's what they're called in real life, but obviously in Minecraft they don't really have a code name. It's like a sort of strip that goes right the way around the room, and then we also have the edging going around here, also in the half slabs. Once again, as always with me, it seems we are using oak wood as the flooring, and that is mainly because I've got the tree farm, and all of these are half slabs, and that means that when this comes out, it will actually only be around about there, so it's practically flush with the floor. It's not going to cause us any problems. Now for this part, I've come up with quite a cool little idea. I really wanted to be able to see the item elevator. I don't know why, it's just a nice little feature, you know, if items are going up, we'll be able to see all of the torches flickering. I think that should look quite cool, and I'll actually replace the blocks beneath here so it looks a little bit more sort of in place, because otherwise with dirt, oh god, I've just gone straight through into the other room. That's the problem with having this efficiency 5 and haste 2, but all in all, I think that if I continue this on, this should end up looking like a pretty good room. So I'm going to get to work on it, and we'll see how it looks once I'm done. Please do try your best to ignore the flying half slab right now, despite how annoying it is. But yes, I have finished this room, and you know what, it's not one of my most beautiful builds. Let's be honest here, it isn't particularly groundbreaking in design, but I think it looks okay. You know, it looks fairly complete. Anyway, we have a fairly good ongoing theme, even if it is a bit boring. I think that is the main thing that this thing is lacking. This room is lacking pizzazz. It is very simply half slabs, wood. This is more wood, and these are pretty much the same colour as the half slabs. The only thing they're actually bringing in any form of light to the place, quite literally, is the glowstone in each one of the corners. You know, we've got very boring colours. One of the nice things about this build is, though, and I personally really do think this looks quite cool, is actually having the exposed redstone. You don't see that too often these days. You know, everyone is concentrating on making very clean cut, no redstone, no visible pistons or anything like that. I remember when I started in the community, people would build things and there would just be redstone everywhere just flying about, and I really like that kind of style, and it's sort of like a homage back to the old days, almost. God, I'm sad. I really am terribly sad, but that's how I feel, and I think it makes quite a nice little centerpiece in the middle here. But from now, it is just very little details. For example, we have to hook up an input to this door, which I probably should have done first, because now I'm going to have to strip out half of the flooring, and also I've got to cover up this area and dig out the area up the top. I have now done everything that needs to be done on this room. Yes, it is finally complete. So let me run through some of the changes that I made. First off, we've got this lever here that controls the trapdoor. Open and close, nice and easy. We've even got some redstone lamps in there to just say, watch out, the trapdoor is open. Don't fall down it, and when the lights are off, you're like, don't worry, you can just walk around here just fine, no worries, no worries. But anyway, if we look up here, you can see I have now put in all of the blocks around this area, and I'm not gonna lie, from the top, this doesn't look too hot. It looks like a hole in the floor, and that is because it is just a hole in the floor, and I'm going to have to be super careful when dropping in my base, not to drop just through here, and potentially, if I've left the trapdoor open, we could go right the way down to the bottom, and that would be pretty infuriating. So what I'm thinking is, eventually I might add in some form of trapdoor in here, potentially even a 4x4 one. Yeah, we haven't really left ourselves with much space for that kind of thing, so I don't know if we're going to be doing that one or not. I highly doubt it. But anyway, I think this looks pretty good. I am fairly happy with this room, and yeah, I guess that means that unfortunately, that is all I've got time for this week. I apologise that this video's been a bit shorter than the norm, and also that we perhaps haven't done as much as usual. I was going to do a bunch of stuff down below, but the exams and everything, they really have taken it out of me this week. So if you did enjoy this video, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.